Morbius, the new Sony-verse film that is in the Venomverse, I think, that stars Jared Leto and Matt Smith. Look, this is basically a doctor who has a disease, who tries to cure himself, turns himself into a living vampire, and now things are happening in the city where, people are dying. They're getting their blood sucked out like a vampire. So, yeah, it's the newest one in the Venomverse, I guess. I guess it's in the Venomverse, Spider-Verse, Sonyverse. I don't know. That's the question. No one knows. But I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on Morbius. Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of Morbius? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that link button for me and click subscribe as well. And without further ado, let's jump into this review of Morbius. Okay, so Morbius, the film that has had, I think, about 7 release dates, has finally come out on the big screen, the one we've been waiting for, that's gonna connect everything, the one that people have been telling me when it first trailer came out, that it was connected to the MCU. Morbius is in the MCU! Technically, it's not in the MCU. It's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, so after watching Morbius, what did I think of it? I've seen a lot of people say that they absolutely hate this film and they think it's god-awful. I don't really think I've seen anyone praise this film and say that it's incredible and it's one of their favorites. For me, Morbius is... it's bad, but I don't think it's god-awful. I don't think it's god-awful like some people have been saying. I think it's bad though. It is bad. It's definitely not good. There is a lot of things wrong with Morbius, and I guess let's just start with some of the good stuff. I guess the positives, some of the redeeming qualities of Morbius is some of the fight sequences I enjoyed as well. Some of the action was pretty cool as well. Limited, and I'll get to why I think that is when we get to the bad stuff. So that the design of the vampires is cool. But there is bad to that as well that I'll get to as well. But I do like the design of the vampires. I must say that. The music, the score is good. I enjoyed the score quite a lot as well. And I like Matt Smith's performance. I thought Matt Smith was probably the strongest one out of this. His performance was really, really good. I thought Jared Leto's performance was okay, but I think it was let down by writing, not his acting ability. But I think Matt Smith is definitely the one that really stands out for me. His acting was brilliant, and his character is probably the one that I actually felt for the most, because he had motive to why he was doing certain things. I could understand his character to why he was doing what he was doing and why he would do that stuff. And I kind of felt sympathy towards him as well. And he really brought this whole intimidating feel when he was on screen, oh, this is a guy you don't want to really mess with. So kudos to him. He did really, really good with what he had, and I thought his character was probably my favorite out of this film. So yeah, so let's get into the bad. And right off the way, the story is so jagged and just so disconnected and just jumble mess. It really is. The editing doesn't help. Some of the editing is just absolutely awful, and when it comes to some of the action sequences, the editing and that, I don't even know what was going on half time. This was like watching Transformers, and this was like the final fight in the first Venom, where it was hard to tell what was going on, and this suffers that same problem. There's fight sequences where I don't know what's going on, who's where, what's happening, because you can't actually see it, which is such a bummer, because I thought some of the action sequences were good, but then it had these little editing issues where you kind of just, what is going on? What is going on here? The visual effects, when I was talking about the design, I like the look and the design of them, but it was let down by the visual effects, because there's some of the stuff that just looked horrible. I was just like, dude, this is some Bloodshot level horrible VFX. Come on, man, we're really doing that, and it didn't look good. This movie didn't look good. You had a jumble story. The dialogue was not very good either. I think the writing wasn't good in this, especially Morbius's character. I mean, he goes through this whole character arc, and then at the end, it's like a completely different character. So I don't get it. Like, he follows this character arc, and I'm like, okay, I can get along with this character, but then at the end with the post-credit scene, I mean, can I talk spoilers considering that it was spoiled all on Twitter anyway? I mean, what is up with that, Sony? Like, the director just spoiled the whole thing. I think everyone knows the post-credit scene, but the whole post-credit scene, they assassinate one character that was actually a really, really good character, and then they assassinate the new character Morbius, like, straight away. Like, the whole final bit at the end with the whole post-credit scene contradicts the whole movie and what his belief and motives were the whole entire time. Because this movie portrays Morbius as, like, he's supposed to be good. Like, from what I know, he didn't really kill any innocent people in this movie. He didn't. It was the villain of the film that did it. And he's sort of like the Venom in this. Like, it's like the Venom movie where he's sort of like the hero. But yet, at the end there, it's kind of insinuating that he's not. And I'm like, wait. Hold on. Let's just track back. I just watched this whole entire movie, followed this whole entire arc with Morbius, only to come to the conclusion that everything he's just learned along that whole entire way, he's just completely abandoned now, and now he's gonna be a villain? So is he a hero, villain? What's going on here? Because I don't get any anti-hero vibes from him. I don't get any of that. But they portrayed him as a hero. So it's like character assassination at the end. It's like, what's the point of this movie then? What's the point? So that was an issue for me. The supporting cast and that, they don't really do much. To be honest, I don't really care for any of the characters. Only Matt Smith's character. He's the only one that I care about, and he's probably the coolest thing about it. But yeah, I didn't like this movie that much. I didn't. It's let down by some of the editing, man. The editing is just awful in some of the parts of this. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. It's just awful. And what's really frustrating about this movie is it's such a missed opportunity. It's such a missed opportunity because this movie, Morbius, could have been a freaking awesome horror movie, but a comic book movie at the same time. You could have made a horror comic book movie. This had the materials, it had everything that you needed to do that. And I think they should have gone a bit more down the horror route. I think if they went down the horror route and had it this like scary, on the edge of your seat vibe of this living vampire, would have worked so much better than what we just got. I don't know why they chose that route, but I think if they had gone down the horror element and really gone for it, then it would have worked. And I think it would be so much better because you had all the right tools in front of you to make something like that. Like, this is a character that you can do that with. But they didn't do that. They gave us this schlocky, just terrible looking vampire film that just doesn't really work. So I didn't enjoy it, but let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of Morbius? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.